Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia summary for the day of 29. Day 29, 24th March. 24th March, day 29. So if you do not know yet, you can also find the map that I use at defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine. You can actually use it. This map is not on the home page, so I know some of you guys cannot find it. So if you actually go to the home page, it's actually not on the home page. Home page actually have a different map, which I haven't had time to really update. Yeah, so yeah, I haven't really been updating the website much. Mainly is the YouTube. So anyway, so let's get to the summary. So as you should know by now, everything is cleaner now. Again, back to the old ways again, removing all the fire map information, because those half of the information is wrong, so might as well just remove them all. So anyway, not a lot of development, if you ask me, in terms of the war situation, especially we are covering on day by day. We basically have reached some kind of a equilibrium of sort, where there isn't really much of those open territory where the military can just bash through and capture a huge amount of land. Similarly, most of the positions where you can enter the rear of the Russian held territories are all covered by the Russians defenses. So as such, we are not going to see much of a the kind of big penetration move from both sides. So this effectively the start of some kind of war of attrition, which the Russians have already been fighting. This war of attrition by all the bombings and missile strikes all across Ukraine, hitting oil depot, ammunition warehouse, military installations. There isn't much of an operating air base in Ukraine. Not like it matters, because they don't have an air force anymore. They still have drones. I'm not sure how many more TB2s they still have. So otherwise they don't really have much of an air force now. They probably still have some cargo planes and probably some helicopters. So somehow the parliamentary representative from the Baltic states, from Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia, visited Mr. Zelenskyy. And by right, Zelenskyy is supposed to be in Kiev. So I have no idea how this trip, high profile NATO member country representative, able to come to Kiev, because they're heavy fighting around here. And you can't really fly into Ukraine, because basically there is a no-fly zone imposed on Ukraine, not by NATO but actually by Russia. So the Russia actually declared this as no-fly zone. So Ukraine actually get what they want. They wanted a no-fly zone, so they have a no-fly zone. So it doesn't seem likely that it's flown in, or maybe they did. I have no idea. And somehow they met with Zelenskyy, and let me pull out this. So where is it? Ta-da. So on our Telegram channel, I actually know you can have you take a look. They met him in person. Uh, Supposedly should be in Kiev. So I have no idea how they arrive in Kiev by car. So to me they are risking their life. So as you see, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. So along with Poland, they are the most this including Poland. So they are the most hardcore supporters of Ukraine now, and Poland have been pushing for a NATO peacekeeping force of I think 10,000 or 20,000 soldiers, not soldiers, peacekeepers, into Western Ukraine. I think they are like taking Russia as a fool. So some claims, so the Russian warned against it, and a former NATO commander and said that should this peacekeeping force become a thing and they enter Ukraine, then the Russians are likely to throw a tactical nuke into Poland. So no idea. These are all rhetorics. So coming to Kyiv Front, the Ukrainians reportedly recaptured Irpin. So the map did not change for mine because I have never taken it away from them. It was always Ukrainian to me. So yeah, I just put a flag for them. There is fighting reported at Moschun. This is actually from a video. There's two infantry fighting vehicles firing, and that's about it. It's actually corroborated with the fire map, where there are fires happening around here. Something that is new, which I think you haven't saw it. I saw it, but because I deleted all the points already, so you probably didn't know. So otherwise, there is no news about everything else. There's a lot of rumors. There's only a lot of rumors saying, like the Ukrainians taken Berdyansk, they have like taken Hostomel. So a lot of these rumors that I cannot verify. If you check out the last video that I uploaded, for the invalidation of the fire map, towards the back of the video, I actually show the extent of the flooding. So previously, I thought that the flooding goes all the way to Irpin. This is actually wrong. The flooding, this is very serious here around the Mediv, but the flooding goes only all the way to only here, just northeast of Hostomel, and the flooding is only around until here. So in terms of impediment of movement, it's only until here. So the Russians basically still get to travel around pretty freely, if you ask me, if they have control over all the roads. So fighting continue in Chernihiv. No other information regarding this side. So I'm so sad because the fire map makes things so interesting. Now things feel so boring. Okay, so no other information all around here as well. No progress. So no progress at Kharkiv. And the Russians have declared the capture of Izyum. From my point of view, the Russians have already controlled Izyum, most of the city, probably only leaving the very southernmost part they don't really control. They actually control most of the city. Even the southern part here, they actually have full control over it. They're only missing the south, because the Ukrainians are fighting very hard to recapture Izyum, and then they have been operating a lot in the forest areas around, which the Russians also did similarly. Some people claim that the Russians declared the capture of Izyum is because of the bombing at Berdyansk. So if you not aware, there's a alleged Tuka-used missile strike onto Berdyansk port. It hits one of the landing ship, I think right dead center, and causing a massive fire. I saw a footage of the start of the fire. I don't really see any missile falling on it. There isn't usually a missile strike, there will be a explosion, a huge explosion. I saw a video that seems to suggest at the beginning of the fire, but there doesn't seem to be a huge explosion right in the beginning. So this Tukayu strike, I suggest to take it with a pinch of salt. It might be misinformation. It could be agents or saboteurs within the port causing the fire and causing the explosion eventually. So I will go to Berdyansk later. So basically, so the claim was that the Russians want to have a bigger news than the Berdyansk so that they can cover up that. I mean, that could be possible. Many Russian analysts have been emphasizing that Izyum is not over because they haven't really secured the southern part here of Izyum. But I think that is kind of stretching it a little because it's effectively fight out of Izyum. So the distance from the southernmost to Kayamka is around 2 kilometers or 1.6 kilometers. So the fighting now is concentrated on Kayamka or Kamenka in Russian, and there is actually from the Russian sources that the Ukrainian forces actually retreated to Suka Kayamka, and they're going to use this as a base of operations to actually retake Kayamka or fight for Kayamka. The Russian analysts say that without securing this part, then Izyum, the battle for Izyum isn't really over. So I think that's a bit of a stretch. Let's call a spade a spade. So the now most of the analysts, including myself, believe that the next target is not Sloviansk because it's a huge city, but actually the target will be Bavinkov because this is a major hub from this city to cross over to multiple other locations. As you can see from all these small roads moving, fanning out from the town, and taking of Bavinkov would effectively ends the entire northern route to the Eastern Front. So any reinforcement and resupply from Poltava would no longer be doable. The only way will be through the middle road from Dnipro, through this highway, and as well as this small road through Alexandrivka, and of course from the southern Zaporizhia side. So this is a major development, although we have already known the Russians more or less captured it for already a week. The Ukrainians have been throwing a lot of forces and reinforcement into Izyum to try to recapture this vital strategic city. However, they failed to make progress. They did give the Russians a huge fight, and I think maybe they are running out of means to actually continue the fight here. Moving on to Severodonetsk. So, in the fire map analysis, we saw that in the middle here of the Rubinzny, there's a lot of fire. And I was like skeptical about whether the Russians actually captured the city. I actually found sources on why there is massive fire. It was because, according to the Russians, the Ukrainians have been shelling Rubizny. They are using artillery to shell Rubizny as the Russians are trying to evacuate the civilians. So that is what the story is. So not sure where they're shelling from, but that's the shelling. That's why there's a lot of fire right in the middle of the city. There is no news regarding Severodonetsk as usual. And at Bakhmut, there's a massive explosion there. The Russians hit one of the warehouses. Probably they kept weapons or maybe some fuel there, and became a military target for the Russians. They took it out, so that will exacerbate the resupply issues around this entire battle zone. The Russians still cannot secure Popasna, so in full. So this continues. Other fightings over here I can no longer report since the fire map. I have invalidated the fire map, so I'm not going to talk about it. But definitely you can be assured there's always fighting around this region, because the strategy by the Russians is to keep the Ukrainian forces pinned down. So when you keep having skirmishes with the Ukrainians, they will find it very hard to withdraw from the position, because they will be afraid that their position will be quickly overrun. So they are caught in this conundrum where you cannot fight and win, nor can you retreat and lose that position. So they are kind of stuck there. And this is what I meant by the battle of attrition. This is what the Russians purposely do to hold up all the forces while they use their superior firepower in terms of missiles and air power to destroy all resupply facilities and storage and everything that enables the Ukrainian forces to continue to fight. And there are talks about the Ukrainians can only last for another week. Some say 2 weeks in terms of the fuel and ammunition situation. So if this Eastern Front run out of supplies, then the entire front will fall very quickly, because you no longer have enough bullets to actually return fire. You do not have fuel for your heavy weapons to actually cover your troops. So once your tanks stop moving, your artillery stop firing, that's when the Russians will roll over them. So fighting in the north of Avdiivka continues. There is no news regarding this side. The Russians did not really report on this part. They only talk about Izyum, and they totally ignore all this part. Perhaps maybe there's not enough progress. So nothing else happened around this region. Reportedly, the Ukrainians took the town of Malinivka. So they took this town. Previously, this was under the Russian control. And no news regarding the fight at Huyaipo. So nothing else on the Zaporizhia line. Going down to Mariupol, if you have watched a quick update, you probably have already known that the Chechen forces captured the district building. Basically is something like a city council building for Mariupol, and they also reportedly say that they have captured the eastern bank half of Mariupol. They call it the left bank. I'm not sure how they look at left or right. I thought this is supposed to depend on where you look at, from where you are standing. Anyway, there is also a conflicting information from the Russian sources that the Russian units, their Marine Corps, the 9 and the 107 Battalion of the Donetsk militia, as well as this battalion, which name is called Somali. According to a viewer, say this is not actually forces from the country Somali, but it's just the name of the battalion. As well as Chechen forces have reached the perimeter of the fortified area of Azovstal. So the perimeter could be here, or the perimeter could be here. My assessment is actually at the edge of Azovstal. So because of the conflicting information, you can see that there's an overlapping borders. The Livoberezhny district is liberated, but I'm not sure if this district extends to here. So I'm just going to leave this as it is for now and wait for more information. Fighting continues in the center of Mariupol. There is a church around here. One of the users told me that it's around here. Told me that it's captured by Russian forces, but since I need sources, I'm just gonna ignore it for now, since it doesn't matter if it's just one street away. So the situation at Mariupol is still very much still in play. A lot of people say that the Mariupol will fall in within a few days. I think that's very optimistic. I still think that the forces here can still hold out for maybe 2 weeks. So I have been saying 2 weeks for a few days. So maybe it's 10 days. They'll hold out for another 10 days perhaps. So now we are back to Berdyansk here. So the Ukrainians say Saratov was sunk. So this article say Osk is sunk. No idea which one. So, and then there's 2 other landing ships, reportedly Caesar Konikov as well as Noshev Karsk is damaged. So you can watch the update I posted for this attack on Berdyansk, where you can see this much longer drone shot, high res video, where you can see two warships running away from here, from the burning ship that was parked here. So there was one vessel here, I think, and then the one nearer to the south was heavily damaged. There's a significant burning, whereas the one on the northern side one had a slight damage to the front, something burning in the front. But by the time they actually move out to this area here, they kind of already extinguished all the fires that's on board. So one of the users also say that one of the ship kind of have their rudder stuck, and then they start to move in circles. I have no idea. So basically that's just want to highlight on that. No news regarding the front at Kyiv. No news regarding anything on Mykolaiv. Not even sure about this fight at Oleksandrivka. And yeah, that's the update for the day 29 of this Ukraine war, or what the Russians say, Ukraine not a war. So this is just a quick update. That's why I added some of the geopolitical stuff in. The NATO, or I forgot it's NATO or European Union, I think it's NATO, pledging $1 billion additional dollars to Ukraine for aid. I have no idea what do they mean by $1 billion. $1 billion, sorry, $1 billion. So, and then the Americans are warning that in the event that the Russians use chemical weapon, then they will actually go to war with the Russians. Then the Russians just say, wow, you can just do a false flag and then just create your own reason to invade, right? So that's that nonsensical stuff. And I'll see you in the next update. If you like to continue to follow, please subscribe to this channel. If you like the video, do like the video. And if you find this useful, do share it with your friends and communities and contacts. And I want to highlight that we have a Telegram channel now. You can't comment there because it's just a page that I just post information that I thought is interesting that I saw. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna spam every single information that I thought is interesting there. I just gonna share some that I think is a bit more significant or a bit more funny. I'm just gonna throw it there, or something that's cool. For example, some better scenes, I'll just forward it there. That is gonna be a purely Telegram thing, so I'm just gonna forward Telegram stuff there. And we have a Discord. If you like to discuss and debate with other people, or share your ideas about what you think is happening in Ukraine or all around the world, you can join the Discord. It is actually more easy to discuss and chat in Discord than in the YouTube comments. And then we also have a Patreon, which I'm planning some podcasts with some of the patrons. I haven't announced anything yet because I'm still planning, still trying to manage my time and see how am I going to manage all these things. So go check out the description, and I'll see you in the next update.